are there. Now we're going live. So we can start that over again. So give it the what's up again.
We're live. All right, guys, we're here. We're back. Mike and the Feather. Pumped up to bring you this NFL Draft 2024. It's super pumped up. Go Pack Go. They got 11 draft picks. I'm sure everyone's excited. Chicago Bears fans everywhere.
Do you need 11 more players? You guys had a hell of a season with a bunch of young talent.
Yeah, I mean, it appears that they're gonna have 11 picks. I think they're gonna make some moves. I mean, when it's all said and done, they might pick up a couple extra, or who knows. I mean, the sky's the limit right now. But super exciting. All I know is, Saquon Barkley's no longer a Giant, and that probably brings you a little bit of sadness.
We were just talking about Saquon off stream before we started. And look, it sucks. Unfortunately, we just couldn't use him right because we weren't healthy. He wasn't healthy, or we had Daniel Jones as quarterback. So there wasn't a whole lot for him to be punished for. He goes where the money is. I'm tired of players a la Kirk Cousins saying, I want to retire in X. I just saw a clip on Instagram of Kirk Cousins, all 3 clips. I want to retire a Redskin back then. Sorry, YouTube, don't cancel us. I want to retire a Viking. Now he wants to retire a buck. Or, well, no, not a buck.
A Falcon?
A Falcon. Thank you. Birds, pirates, they have on their shoulder. So, like, Barkley wanted to be a Giant, retire a Giant, but he wants a big paycheck, and I get it. Oh, hello. Someone just scored. It's fine, but I don't get super upset when my team loses just because I got a perfect example. And I may have said that, I'm sure I said this on the Fader Fly podcast at one time, is circa 2012 or 11, Peter, check the DGFL fantasy trophy for me. I spent the whole season yelling at the TV about the Giants, yelling at the TV and my computer screen about my fantasy football team. You know what happened that year? The Giants won their second Super Bowl in 5 years, and I won the fantasy league, and I enjoyed none of it because the whole time I was pissed off, frustrated, angry, yelling at the TV. I could have enjoyed the entire season and been happy and had the exact same result. So it's going to kind of suck to see it, and yes, I'm going to instantly cheer against him and hope maybe he has another little ACL tear or something.
Right.
But that's also because of the division he's in, and I would hope all 3 teams in my Giants division that their field just opens up in a giant sinkhole and swallows them, and we'll win by default. That's the 2 sweetest words in sports, default. So if we can do it, that would be the greatest thing.
Yep. Hey, you guys still got Daniel Jones as your quarterback, so there's hope. Oh, here we go. We got Roger Goodell coming to the podium and lots of boos. The Boo Birds are out.
I actually should have gone on one of my offshore betting sites and seen what the odds against Caleb Williams being the first pick is. I mean, they'll take that action.
Oh, no. It's something like you have to bet, like, it's crazy. You have to bet $20,000 to win, like, $200 or something like that.
By the way, speaking of teams, though, shout out to the New York Knicks. Hopefully going up 3-0 in the NBA.
Hey, Rob G, could you tell us how the sound is and the picture and everything? Everything's looking good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to admit, any problems with the sound here, I kind of dropped the ball on getting this thing ready, so this is on me.
Rob, I see you message who your Cowboys going to take. I think this year in the draft, for sure, they're going to take at some point who they believe to be the heir apparent to Dak Prescott. Not saying it's going to be a first-round quarterback, obviously, but I think they're going to take Dak Prescott's replacement this year.
You think it's like a Packers situation, like take Aaron Rodgers and let him sit on the bench for a year? Although Dak isn't that other guy you had for a few years. Your daddy.
Oh, Eminem.
Oh, of course, Eminem.
Oh, Rob said it looks and sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
Want to bet me $1? Eminem says you only got one shot to go first in the draft. By the way, fun fact, there's a reason to watch the NFL draft on day number 2. I just found out that pick number 92 for the Tampa Bay Bucks will be announced by none other than Ric Flair, WWE legend. Although it's probably going to take him like 12 minutes to walk from the back to the podium. And if he tries to woo, he'll probably throw his back out. Oh, that's a madhouse of people. Look at that.
That's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people getting mugged and stabbed right now.
That's a lot of people that watched 30 years of the Packers kicking their ass around the clock. Like, literally. Oh, the man that's speaking is the $1 Million Man. He just signed a monster contract. They don't even want to say Jared Goff.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're not sure about that. I got love for Detroit. Nothing wrong with Detroit. They're a good team right now, and they deserve it. It's been a long drought for those guys, so.
While we're waiting, is that normal? Because I don't remember usually day 2 and day 3 that they have other people announcing the drafts, the picks. Because I saw all tomorrow and the next day are NFL legends, players.
There never is a set rule. Some teams have people, some teams don't. It's a different rounds. I think tomorrow, like Brian Balaga is announcing the Packers' second pick or second round pick, maybe.
I remember one year they had like a winner of a fan contest or something. Maybe it was a couple years ago, and they had her sit on an armchair with the pennant, and she got to announce it. So
yep.
I wanted to make a joke, but I can't say a certain word on YouTube. But do you remember 4 years ago? And now to see a scene like this, when everybody was so panicked about being in a crowded space.
Oh, here we go.
Who could it be?
The Bears are on the clock.
How would he look at a little mini?
Get out of here. The Bears still suck. They will always suck.
I want to change.
How many years can the Bears have a top pick or a top 10 or 15 draft pick and still fail? It's been like 30 years running.
I know you're not a big baseball guy, and I'm not either, but I remember we go back to like the early 2000s, late 90s. Do you remember like every year the Dodgers would have like the rookie of the year from their farm team, and they would suck on the Dodgers, and they would go somewhere else and be successful? That kind of reminds me that now the Dodgers, of course, are a consistently decent team.
Yep.
Mets did take 2 or 3 from them this past week.
The Panthers must feel pretty sick right now. They scooped the first pick, and they got Bryce Young, which, he could still become something.
Wow, is it really 10 minutes between picks? I didn't prepare that much content.
Well, if this pick this pick should be in by now. If they run this clock down, anyway, the Bears will figure out a way. What they're gonna do is they're gonna mess this up somehow. That's all. The only thing I can say with this certainty is the Bears will mess up this draft pick one way or another.
I wish I was so rich I could just buy an NFL team outright, get the first draft pick, and take a kicker, and then just leave, and just be like, drop the mic and go. That's how my brain works. I don't know why. Just stupid stuff like that.
Mike Ditka, years ago when he was a Saints coach, he literally gave the farm away to acquire draft Ricky Williams, the running back, out of Texas, and then they their draft day night was done. They gave away almost a whole night of draft picks for Ricky Williams to move up. See, even the Chicago Bears, what are they doing? They come on. This is like your fantasy draft when you have at home and someone knows they have the number 1 pick for a week in advance, as if there's a surprise of who they're going to take. But then when the clock begins, quote unquote, they're taking all the time in the world. This is just typical Bear stuff. I think they're probably waiting for fielding last second calls, perhaps. The people are offering some stuff up, maybe. That's probably going on.
Right, well, let's play.
The Bears are playing. Let's make a deal.
Let's play armchair GM. What team could possibly offer something that is better? Well, obviously a proven quarterback, but who would possibly trade for the first round pick? It's one of those things where if you want, in fantasy football, you want a really good player or you want an extra keeper spot, but in order to do that, you got to trade something away good. So, who would trade what?
You mean for that right now, the way free agency opened up and all the different signings and stuff that went on, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be like the Wild West tonight. As far as the Bears go, I think they handled the Justin Fields situation really badly. They got a 6th round pick for him, right? I think they could have held on to him And then as a couple teams lose their quarterback this year, they could have traded him during the season and got more value than a 6th-round pick, right? Because teams are going to be desperate. So instead, they trade him for nothing, essentially. And now they have they're going to get most likely Caleb Williams. I mean, could they shock the world? They're the Bears. I mean, once upon a time, the Bears moved up and took Mitchell Trubisky instead of taking Patrick Mahomes, which they could have got without moving up at all. But, we too soon maybe for Bears fans. But then again, no one wanted Patrick Mahomes anyway. When the Chiefs, they announced they took Patrick Mahomes, fans were not happy. I saw some clips in the last couple of days about that. Obviously, they were very wrong. So I could be wrong. Maybe Caleb Williams is going to be the man. But I just don't see it right now. He's talented, but I think that the game's mental as well. And I feel like he's going to lack that mental fortitude. I feel like he's going to be like a Cam Newton in his head, and that's going to affect him. So we'll see. Could be wrong. But Caleb Williams right now in my mind is going to be probably a bust in the NFL. Sebastian Janikowski, Rob. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That guy, he was an iconic kicker, man. The leg. That guy could have played offensive tackle. He was so big. Wow, the more and more this clock ticks down for the Bears, I'm thinking right now there's some, backroom deals going down. I feel like there's some last-second maneuvering going on.
Yeah, they're gonna wait till the last second to.
Yeah, but usually not. Usually
know.
the first pick is like pretty quick. This is I think that there's some something going on right now. Maybe the Giants are making a play. Maybe the Giants are trying to switch picks with the Bears.
Go from 6-1, but then the Bears.
Perhaps they're gonna trade picks and ship Daniel Jones to the Bears. And yeah. One thing is for sure tonight, at the end of the night, Jets fans and Giants fans will probably be very unhappy. Because they usually are very unhappy with the choices made by their franchise. Not to lump you into the Jets, Mike.
Hey, the Jets have this.
Whoa, that's weird.
False hope. They always have.
Did the clock just go from 5 minutes? Oh, the pick is in.
Oh, well, the pick is
Here
in.
we go. The
You're
pick
not
is in,
announcing
people.
a trade.
What's it going to be?
Oh, I will be shocked. Let me prepare my shocked face.
The pick is in.
We used the draft day thumbnail with Kevin Costner. Great movie. What if we were suddenly watching that where Caleb Williams now falls to like number 12 because some secret information. Sorry, spoilers for draft day from 15 years ago. But they find out he just wasn't a good teammate. And he stole the plays, whatever the story was in draft day, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he just falls and falls and falls. Everyone's afraid to touch him.
Yep. Did you...
What, bud?
Where it says 2, that's the number of people?
You know they can hear you, right?
Yeah. Is it yours? Yours? Are you in there, too?
I'm not on there right now, no.
Oh, okay.
Are you on there?
Yeah.
Then you're one. You know what? Look, I love how it's a bunch of old men, mostly white, hugging each other for making a decision on picking a player. They're like,
all right,
it just always seems so weird.
So they're all pumped up. The Bears, the pick is in. They're all excited. What's it gonna be?
All right, here we go, guys. The first pick from Jason's favorite Chicago Bears.
First pick of the 2024 draft.
What?
Shocker!
How does that happen?
What?
It's a good thing he was there. He never, he would have missed this moment if he didn't show up.
You think there was a prop whether or not he'd wear a dress to the draft?
I dare ask what that was about?
Oh, you didn't see that he wore some outfit that was essentially a dress a while back, but
Well,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
if you can throw a ball 60 yards down the field, I guess do it. Do what works for you.
Yep.
Do you know what the guaranteed rookie contract is for the first 3 picks?
No.
was curious how much it is.
No.
It's a cool tunnel. I like how they have like the team logos and such, and that's fun. Well, obviously, instant starter.
What's that?
Obviously, instant starter for the Bears.
Yeah, they don't have anyone else.
Anybody else? So it's
We'll find out.
I think that's exciting now, but in the next 4 months, after once his OTA start first, and everything else too, we'll see if nerves kick in. I know that leap from the collegiate field to the NFL field, it can be rather harsh.
Yeah, I mean, he played some good ball in college, but he had a rough year last year. Caleb Williams lost a lot of big games against tough opponents in college, and so hopefully he doesn't make the mistake like Justin Fields did. Justin Fields was like, we're going to beat the Packers. We're better than them. And Justin Fields did not beat the Packers in his career.
We should do a drinking game for how many times Jason decides to bring up the Packers.
Well, right now when we're having to see the Bears, it's going to come up because, we are the Bears' daddy.
So definitely a very quarterback-heavy draft. There's nothing new you can say about that. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks going in the first 12 rounds. And a lot of these quarterbacks might be coming in the starting positions. Caleb Williams obviously one. Commanders are next. Whoever they take is going to be their starter. And I'm assuming it's going to be a quarterback. It kind of has to be. Unless they make a trade. And I don't know who's ready to deal at the very end. But I know the general consensus on this is it Jaden Williams?
Daniels. Rob, I think $30 million plus for 4 year for a rookie contract, top pick. I'm not 100% sure. See if you can find that on your phone.
Sure. That's what I started to do.
Yeah, check and see. I'm not sure. I know it's changed over the years, but it's something in the neighborhood. 4 year with a 5th year option, because the teams do get a 5th year option on, I believe, first round picks or certain top picks. But I'm not sure if it's that much or not. I know it used to be a lot more, but then they put a big cap on it. So it might be more like I guess we'll have to see. Mike is on it right now.
Yeah, well, I'm reading different information, so let's go with the first thing I found pretty much for Rob here. It says for the 2024 NFL Draft, the first overall pick is expected to sign a 4-year deal worth $38.5 million, including a signing bonus of $24.8.
Including, yeah.
Including a signing, yeah, exactly. So really, he's making 12. The final pick of the first round is expected to sign a deal worth $12.75 million.
Like a 4-year deal.
Yeah, all first-round picks sign 4-year deals with the team having the option to extend it to the 5th year.
Yep, 5th year. The teams have the option. Yep. So there you go. $38 million, Rob. You were right there. Washington. There's another team that's had their problems. Washington going to quarterback for sure?
Yeah.
The question is, who are they taking? Are they going to?
They're taking Jaden Daniels, and I don't think he wants to be there. So that's going to be interesting because I don't think we're ever going to have a repeat of the Eli Manning Chargers situation. But I don't know how I feel. What I want, I played basketball in high school. Never had any interest in collegiate basketball. But if I was going into the NFL, there's got to be a different mindset between somebody who wants to take a team that hasn't been doing well and make it their own, or being thrust into a situation where you're expected to instantly perform because there's an expectation.
So the question is does it go? Do they go Jane Daniels or do they go Drake May?
Drake May's been bounced around, and some people said even the Vikings might try and make a trade.
Rumor has the Vikings are going to try to get go after J.J. McCarthy, which that may not be great for them. But there was small rumors that possibly the Chargers and Mr. Harbaugh, being that he was the head coach of J.J. McCarthy, was going to try to make some deal to draft McCarthy and trade Justin Herbert, but they would take such a huge salary cap hit, and that would be like career suicide right away because Justin Herbert is a talent, super talent, and I get the familiarity with J.J. McCarthy, but come on, right now there's no reason to do something like that.
It's funny because a good friend texted me earlier, a big Vikings fan, and said he was watching a video this morning says that's a Vikings insider. says Minnesota is leaning towards J.J. McCarthy in the draft. And then right after that video popped up, it suggested another one that said, Minnesota inside scoop, Drake May, the guy from Minnesota. So, I mean, this is all speculation.
And then Bo Nix. Bo Nix is another one from Oregon. He's super talented, and that guy's kind of a wild card too. I mean, I believe that there's going to be 5 quarterbacks at least in the first 10 picks. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that the way it looks right now, the Cardinals, for example, the Cardinals pick 4. I feel like it could be Marvin Harrison Jr., but if you're looking at like a situation at receiver, I would say the only other guy would be Malik Neighbors of LSU. He could possibly go to Arizona and they could jump over Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. It's possible that LSU, Malik gets a nod ahead of time. But here we go, picks in, and it's most likely going to be. It's obviously going to be a quarterback. The question is it Jaden Daniels or
Daniels?
Oh, you already know, huh?
No. I think it's Daniels.
That's your opinion.
Most sense.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels probably seems good, but
I'm just checking. Yeah, you're right. Because the Pats are after this. Speaking of teams, again, needing quarterbacks, really.
All right, here we go.
Solution.
Jaden Daniels, boom. LSU.
So no surprises yet. This is pretty much as all the mock drafts have had it set for a long time. I kind of hope we get some kind of trade in the middle of the pack, something exciting happens, or this could kind of be just a...
Someone let him know he's indoors. He doesn't need sunglasses. So
There might be safety glasses because the quality of the set in the Detroit might be...
yeah, it is in Detroit, so you never know if someone would collapse or... All right, so there we go. No surprise there. Let's see, what's Rob got to say here? What about the Raiders? Who do you think they'll go with?
Raiders are what? They're 13th. They're right in the middle. I think they're waiting to see.
I think the Raiders are gonna. A lot of people are talking about the Raiders moving up to try to get a quarterback, but there was rumors the Raiders were gonna try to move up and get Jaden Daniels. So obviously we know that didn't happen. The Raiders obviously need a quarterback. Without a doubt, the Raiders need a quarterback.
Or do you try and trade up? Would you trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. and try and get a wide receiver who, if you can alleviate a little bit of your quarterback lackingness, for lack of a better. I'm tired today, guys. Sorry, a long day. But you alleviate the problem. You have a okay quarterback, but really good receivers who can make him look good.
I mean, very few rookie receivers, actually, make a big splash in the NFL their first year. I mean, there's a couple of them obviously that have, but for the most part,
remember this guy?
Odell Beckham Jr.
There is a reason for me wearing this jersey. It's not because I'm
the man on his bye week or whatever went on a boat and he was never the same again. Odell Beckham sums up the Giants the last decade.
All right, let's move on to the Pats because.
All right, we got the New England Patriots. Okay, so are they going to draft? I mean. I think the Patriots trade this pick. If the Patriots trade this pick,
they're effectively... I mean, we know they're rebuilding, but they're effectively saying this is going to be a transition season for us. Because they didn't make any moves in free agency for quarterback except for getting rid of...
But they said they would only trade it if they were going to get a boatload of stuff, right? So rumor...
They have nobody to trade for him.
Rumor has it that they're trying to trade with the Niners, so... The Niners might give up.
This is the Brandon Ayuk potential trade?
Brandon Ayuk, probably the Niners' first-round pick, and probably next year's first-round pick, and it'll be a haul.
I'm just trying to watch the wire here and seeing if I see any potential talk of trades. Is this what you were reading to me earlier? Niners had conversations with several teams, including one that has a top 10 pick, about a potential deal involving either Brandon Ayuk.
Oh,
or
the
Deebo
pick's
Samuel.
in. So there is a pick.
That's right. Okay.
Patriots are going to be going. My take, they're going Drake May.
I don't know enough to speak to on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to say Drake May. Lock it in. Final answer. One thing for sure, certain is, you know who I'm a big fan of now in the NFL? I'm a fan of Max Crosby.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Aren't you the one who I watched the games with you say, oh, there's his one guaranteed cheap shot of the game.
No. Patrick Mahomes always whines about Max Crosby and how he puts late hits on him, but Mahomes is kind of a girl.
Okay, so there we go.
Not take away from girls.
April 25th, our first Patrick Mahomes slam of the.
But Max Crosby, the
season.
guy overcame a lot. He overcame a lot. You know,
No, it's true.
he overcame addiction. Not overcame. He's still dealing with it, and he talks about it. And I was talking to him, listening to him on a podcast called the Ultimate Human Podcast, and I'm telling you, I'm kind of in love with that guy. He's a good dude, and he's a hard worker, and he puts in a ton of time, and he wants to be the best out there. And I like the fire he has. So,
well, I agree, man. Anything you want to do, try and be the best at it.
So Max Crosby, he is the man in my mind. I like him a lot on defense. So cheering for him a lot with the Raiders this year. Obviously, I cheer for the Packers first, but I'm pulling for the Raiders definitely to whip up on the Chiefs because let's just be real. Everyone's about sick of the Chiefs. Even the Chiefs, even Kansas City's sick of the Chiefs. They don't even want to build a new stadium. They're okay with them leaving Kansas City because, I mean, how much? Oh, here we go. What do we got here? They're just chilling in the war room. Oh, there he is. Drake May. Was I right? I don't know. We'll find out. Rob, if you're watching still, any predictions on who they're going to take? Who the Patriots going to go with? They're chasing for Tom Brady. You know, ever since Tom Brady, they tried with what's his face. Not even worth remembering his name anymore. The other white dude that turned out to be pretty bad. What was his name?
I'm sorry. For which team?
The Patriots quarterback. The one they just here we go. I can't remember his name.
You mean last season?
Yeah.
Mac Jones?
Yeah, Mac Jones. Drake May. Boom! All right. 3 for 3. Drake May. I expected a little more fireworks. I thought maybe pick, 3 would be the pick that would, move out possibly. But obviously no one paid the Patriots premium. They went QB. And, of course, he's got the North Carolina blue tie on, representing his alma mater. So, all right. Here come the Patriots.
Have we ever had... Well, yeah, there's been a couple... Thinking of back to drafts where we went so quarterback heavy. And, you've noticed, it's always been, the quarterback who gets picked, third or fourth ends up being the stud quarterback, and the first-round picks end up flaming out Ryan Leaf.
Yeah.
I think back to what was it now? It would be the late 80s when Jordan got drafted, and Jordan got drafted third. Michael Jordan, undoubtedly the greatest basketball player.
Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie was first, and Dresser wasn't that class. I used to know all these things by heart, and as you get older,
yeah,
certain factoids just drop. Yeah, but still. And Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, so at least 3 people out there.
Well, in fairness, I think it was he was cut
doing.
from in the 9th grade or something like that, and then whatever happened, it worked out. But
it did encourage.
Isn't that crazy though? He got cut. It's possible Michael Jordan maybe would have never been Michael Jordan. I mean, it really is possible. But one of the biggest busts all time for number 1 picks would be Tony Mandrich. Unfortunately, Green Bay Packer. Man, do you remember that guy, Tony Mandrich?
I actually don't. I can't think of the name.
Michigan State player. They called him. I don't know what his nickname was anymore because he basically was a roided out dude that ended up getting the gynecomastia or whatever it is where you get man boobs, big man boobs, and he. he was a bust. And the sickest part about that is, you know who Green Bay could have had? They could have had Barry Sanders. They literally drafted Tony Mandarich, the bust, when they could have Barry Sanders. Imagine Barry Sanders and Brett Favre together.
We always say that, but also imagine, like, on a different team, in a different division, in a different game flow, you never know what's going to happen.
Pats Nation. No pressure. You're only following up Tom Brady. You know, no pressure, buddy.
Isn't that funny? Only follow
Just
Tom
talk-
Brady. We just totally just dropped Mac Jones for like the last 3 years.
Yeah, just talk about Mac Jones. I mean, now granted, you can't go do any worse than Mac Jones. So actually, you know, Mac Jones was the guinea pig after Tom Brady. So you're in kind of on a free roll right now. Rob, who would you like to see the Dallas Cowboys pick in the first round? What do you think your biggest need is? I hear, rumor has it, they're in negotiations with Zeke Elliott to bring him back as a running back. How do you feel about that?
Sorry to hear that.
I mean,
All right, where do you think Cardinals are going? Marvin Harrison Jr.?
oh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Sorry, hopefully you guys are watching along with us. I'm sorry, I'm actually focused on the TV. I'm trying to
3 minutes left.
what's going on.
Yeah, right. The pick is in, and I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. The only upset it could be otherwise. I mean, frankly, I think they should dump Kyler Murray, but he came back last year and he was doing okay, and they're underneath a big contract with him, so he's not going anywhere. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is my pick. Lock it in. Pick number 4. No doubt. I don't see them going with the guy from LSU. It's possible, but not likely. So I think the writing's on the wall. And if he's even half the player his father was, he's going to be good. He's going to be something special. There he is, Malik Neighbors, LSU wide receiver. He definitely could be. He's the only sleeper that could come in and possibly get taken ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr. Both are going to be great. It's hard to say which one's going to be better. I mean, really, it's like it's one of those things that I don't think we'll know in the first year or two. I think it's going to take a year or two to kind of figure out between those two who's going to be the better receiver. I think a lot of development has to do with the teams too, where they go.
I was just getting Allen Iverson vibes when Marvin Harrison Jr. wouldn't go to the combine or the participate in anything. He's just been basically sitting, expecting to get drafted.
Right.
So, which again, this is just total layman speculation, but it makes me question then: why are you afraid to actually show your skills?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. All right, 4 for 4.
So literally for me, no surprise on the first 4. This is pretty much every draft list I've looked at has kind of had this 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, okay, so we got Marvin Harrison Jr. Now let's figure out what's going to be next. On the clock is the Chargers. I think the Chargers have to go with Malik Neighbors at wide receiver because of the fact that they just lost Keenan Allen and they lost Mike Williams Jr. and they're pretty much left with very thin wide receiver potential at the moment. They had a young rookie last year they drafted. He's going to have to step up. So I'm pretty sure that LSU Malik Neighbors should be the guy. I mean, I think that's going to be the option. I'm looking to see if there's anyone else that could be. They're not going to take a tackle. The Chargers could use some help on defense. One thing about Jim Harbaugh, he has a stingy defense on his teams, and they've been really good over the years. So, is it possible they go after the guy from Washington, the edge rusher Dallas Turner? No, I don't think so. Not with Joey Bosa. So, what do you think, Mike?
I think I'm already getting lost now in the middle of the shuffle because unfortunately I haven't followed these players as much as you do or others, and it's tough to see with the Chargers though too. You're right. Like offensively, you got some holes. Defensively, you have some great players, but the Chargers always seem to be missing that one critical piece. It's like a Chargers MO. No matter what city they're playing in, they're just always like one. What's a good saying? Are they one egg short of a dozen? I don't know. And what you checking?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to see what they're saying in regards to the Chargers. I mean, gosh.
Are you looking through who's remaining?
I'm just looking to see who they would take, who the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers. I'm trying to see if they would be moving up, possibly. Trying to see what we got here. All right, so all right, so
And yes, I am getting a little bit nervous about the pick coming right after this one.
the Giants, baby. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna guess. Are the Giants gonna go Bo Nix?
No, I think they might go Malik Neighbors if he doesn't get taken here. I think they're going with my theory of you paid for a quarterback who's mediocre. Maybe you can make him better by getting wide receivers in there, a Randy Moss type that can just.
You think that they're gonna go for who? The Giants?
Go for a wide receiver.
Oh, I don't know if he's gonna be there.
Well, no, we'll see.
I mean, there's a couple other options. There's also the wide receiver from God, the Giants. Giants are a tough one. The Giants the Giants need a lot. They need a lot. So really, I mean,
I will support whoever they choose to.
all right, the pick's not in yet. So now I'm
All right, do you think there's a random chance maybe like someone's trading up? Possibly the Vikings?
Are the Chargers going to draft J.J. McCarthy right now and they made a trade already? I don't think so. They're not going McCarthy. No way. No way. I can't even. No.
I'm trying to remember in years past when those trade alerts usually come in because once you trade it, that team now gets another 10 minutes to make a decision.
See, and the Giants wouldn't trade with the Chargers because they know the Chargers don't need a quarterback. So if the Giants would go quarterback, they don't have to worry about it. I mean, the only thing I worry about is if somebody else makes a deal with the Chargers, if the Giants wanted J.J. McCarthy or someone like that. I mean, pretty much at this point, I mean, one thing that people, they're high on the QB from Washington. Having a brain fart what his name is. But the QB from Washington is pretty talented. A lot of, but I think it's possible the Raiders make a play for him too.
Well, I feel like this is a tradable pick. This might be, I mean, other than the fact that the Bears had number 1 and would give up that pick for a lot, I think maybe this spot right here for the Chargers, maybe they can get some more value. But the question is then, what are they trading? Are they just trading picks for picks? Are they swapping down?
It's a good question. Minute 49?
This is our longest one so far. I don't think any team's gone the full 10 minutes yet. And that could also be a commercial break reason.
No,
gotta
no,
pay that
because
advertising.
they say the pick is in. They'll say the pick is in,
No.
and then they'll wait till the commercial's done. Yeah,
Yeah.
see that.
So they are still counting down. This is
Yeah, so
evidence
so
pick.
so the
That's what I'm
picks.
saying.
Yeah, so it's a long.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Pick is in.
Oh,
So I
so they
think
are picking.
I think they got to go after the wide receiver. I mean, they need defense. The Chargers have needs for
So
sure,
they're getting neighbors.
but
Think.
I think they are. I think that they're going to go with him. I think that they have to. They have to get a receiver. I mean, you got Justin Herbert. Give him a man to throw to, and could be a legendary top wide receiver. Not legendary. We'll see. I mean, it's too early to say that, but this receiver's talented and could be a game changer. So they must have thought something because they didn't want to pay Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen's getting older. Mike Williams is injury prone, so they weren't having him. So now it's like they got a rookie last year that did okay, didn't get to play a lot. He was kind of ineffective. He's a second-year player now. They got some decent tight ends there. I just think that I think they go receiver. I think they have to.
What player in the last couple of years would you say? Because we keep it's coming in. Let's see this first, and I'll phrase the question differently.
Let's see if I can go 5 for 5. Malik Neighbors to go 5 for 5. Let's see.
Okay.
Neighbors or quarterback?
No, it's an offensive tackle.
No. For the Giants, they said.
Well, yeah. This kind of.
Are they gonna go Joe Alt? Are the Chargers gonna go Notre Dame Joe
I
Alt?
thought Joe Alt might go to the Titans. That's where I saw him in a lot of.
No, he's the best. If they're gonna go offensive lineman.
No, I know. I thought he was. I don't think the Giants would.
Are they really gonna go with Joe Alt? They're not gonna go with a receiver. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, he's a proven winner. Are they going Joe Alt to Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Joe Alt, Notre
He
Dame.
just jumped a few spots on a lot of mock drafts.
Wow, I mean, I like it. I mean, you have to give Justin Herbert some help.
His girlfriend on the right looks very confused. What's going on?
I have no idea. That could be his
Has
sister.
anybody given? Yeah.
That's his mom, and she looks like a deer in headlights right now. Very confused.
Are we rich? Is my son making us a lot of money yet?
Joe Alt, his dad, only thing I hold against him is that he played for the Chiefs. But other than that,
I'm gonna go get a shot of Jack Daniels as I prepare for this next one. I will be right back.
I'll take a glass of ice water if you want. Pickett's in already. It was like boom. I think the Giants go Malik Neighbors. They can go quarterback or wide receiver, and I think that they do not take J.J. McCarthy. I think that they take.
Your order, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I think they take Malik Neighbors. This live stream is not sponsored by Starbucks.
But it could be by UNLV. So I gave you the
Well,
logo.
you know what? UNLV. We'll endorse that.
All right. Well, let's find out what the immediate future holds. My Giants didn't even try to make this dramatic or for suspense or anything. We're just going right at it.
Oh, someone just said no sound.
No, did you?
I didn't. Mike McDaniel, can you hear anything?
You got the podcast, don't you? Turn the sound up, see if you hear it. That's why we're practicing. My Giants didn't even try to make this dramatic for suspense or anything. We're just going right at it.
Yeah, it should be sound. Mike, you said no sound, but we're getting sound here. Oh, sound is back. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. But welcome to the podcast, Mike. Mike, who's your team? Who are you pulling for? Mike, the question is, are the Giants going to botch this?
Yeah, I mean, Neighbors isn't a botch, but you're just still paying for the Daniel Jones botch. I figured that too.
Wide receiver, Malik Neighbors. Seems like he'll fit in nicely in the big city of New York.
I guess Daniel Jones, 4 more years.
Daniel Jones throwing bullets to Malik Neighbors. We'll see.
Daniel Jones right now is wiping the sweat off his brow, knowing he has a job coming up in 5 months.
If I'm Odell Beckham, I'm calling him right now and I'm saying, hey, on your bye week, don't go on a boat with a bunch of dudes. Because after that, it was a wrap. Mike McDaniel, holy man, he's after my heart. I pull for whoever is playing the Cowboys. That is... I feel like we are brothers from another mother right now because I am with you. Between that and the Bears, you know, I'm a diehard Packer fan, obviously, as I've shared many times. But the fact that you have that much disdain for the Cowboys brings joy to my night right now. So that's awesome.
All right, so let's start talking about the Titans here because the next receiver that's available is how do you say his name? Ozone?
Okay. So we look at.
I'm awful at this.
Let me see here. The Titans got messed up because they were going to go for a big offensive tackle, but from what I can tell, there is not an offensive tackle that is worthy of pick 7. Okay, so I do not think that they're going to go offensive tackle now that Alt is gone. So the question becomes, what other needs do they have? What do you think?
I mean, maybe. Again, I'm trying to say it right. Ozdune. I'm so bad. I apologize if anybody's offended by my verbiage or way of saying these names. They're the wide receiver. I feel like he might be a pick for the Titans because otherwise, I have a list of the players. I'm trying to remember who I think, but because unless the Jets trade up, Atlanta's after this, right? This is how prepared I am.
I mean,
I shouldn't say that. Yeah, Titans, then the Falcons, then the Bears again. So,
I mean,
who needs a wide receiver most of those 3 teams?
Okay, so the needs right now for... Let me just check something here. All right, so we talk about Tennessee. Their need is offensive tackle, defensive tackle, safety, linebacker, and wide receiver. So offensive tackle, defensive tackle, and safety seem to be the primary. When we look at best available, if you take a best available, do you go with Dallas Turner, edge rusher? I mean, he's otherwise. Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, wide receiver Roman Duze from Washington.
Duze, thanks. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
I mean, they're not going quarterback. I mean, this would be a spot maybe they would trade Minnesota.
Well, that's what I was actually just texting my friend who is a giant Minnesota Vikings fan, asking his opinion. And he initially thinks that they're probably not going to trade. He's hoping that JJ falls to 11, which that would be.
A lot of Minnesota Vikings fans don't want JJ McCarthy, though.
I know, but...
Oh, the pick's in. Okay, so I'm going to say that they're going to go with wide receiver Rome Odunze. I think they're going to go with that. I think they're not going to go Dallas Turner. I think they're going to shift away from Dallas Turner. He is the best defensive edge rusher, sorry. But I think that they're going to go. I mean, the other guy they could possibly go with.
Well, let's see. It's
or they may reach a little bit and go Byron Murphy, the second defensive tackle, Texas. So I'm gonna go wide receiver Roma Duze, but otherwise I think that it'll be Byron Murphy the second. I just don't see them. They're obviously not going quarterback. And Dallas Turner is the best guy in the board, but I'm not sure if they're going to go for an edge rusher. So I did call the last one. I said that they would either go, if there was going to be a surprise, it would be Joe Alt. Because that's a Jim Harbaugh type move. He's a grinder. He's, get the protection of his quarterback, establish an offensive line that's going to be able to allow them to run the ball and control the clock. And then he's going to battle defense. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to be trying to really improve his defense.
Justin thinks it's major balls for the Vikings not to trade up.
Not to trade up?
Yeah, and trying to stick with 11. Like they're hoping whatever they gotta have at least 2 picks in mind. And they gotta be hoping one of them's gonna fall to 11.
I'm trying to figure out if Justin Jefferson's going to remain a Viking. I mean, there's a lot of people who seem to think Justin Jefferson might get traded in this draft. But I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to narrow it down to three
Who's
play.
sitting on the Vikings quarterback right now? It's Darnold?
Yeah.
They traded for someone in the offseason.
Yeah, and then they have that rookie. Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, Sam Darnold, and then that rookie that played last year is probably their backup.
The guy that the trade, and he had that one killer game.
No, not the trade. He's gone. He's not on the team. That's the guy from Arizona. That's whatever. I don't remember him because he's not relevant. This could be like I said, Roma Duze, or they reach for defensive tackle Byron Murphy, but I feel like they would trade up. So I think that I'm gonna say they're either gonna go with Roma Odunze, take the best available with Dallas Turner of Alabama, that edge rusher, Alabama pedigree, or they're gonna reach a little bit and they're gonna go for defensive tackle Byron Murphy. So those are my 3 choices that they're going to go with. I don't think they're going to go down and draft. Offensive tackle. They would have to go pretty far down the list to grab an offensive tackle. Number 11 from Penn State, a name I cannot pronounce. Alumiwa Fesuna.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of syllables.
Consonants, but yes.
Yeah, that too.
All right, trivia question.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go.
Let's shake it up a little.
Roma
more.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, finish.
I'm sorry. Yeah, give it to me. What do you got?
This is how we're figuring out live streams for the upcoming seasons. This is all. No, it's trivia time.
All right.
But I don't want to wait till the Packers on the clock. Okay, I'm gonna give you a low-hanging fruit, and yes, of course, I have to look it up because I didn't know exactly.
Oh boy. Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay, hold on. We're gonna test your Packers trivia knowledge in a moment. Oh, interesting. He goes by Troy. Oh, never mind. In my eyes.
Ooh, they might go right tackle Alabama. I overlooked that guy a little bit. That's Mel's big board. Now they're going wide receiver, Washington. Rome Odunze. Oh, they did go.
And I didn't hear you mention that name.
No, that's one that was on his big board as offense tackle.
Okay.
And he was.
Was he even show? I'm looking at the best available list on ESPN because
I'm trying to see what the best available was at
out of my depth here.
offensive tackle.
I just produce it.
Wow.
I don't.
See, I'm not. He wasn't the number one. I don't know. Maybe I. All right, they got their tackle. I feel like they reached a little bit for him. They could have probably made a trade with somebody else and got him a few picks down, probably. But Tennessee, they like to run, so they got a new head coach too now. Tennessee.
Did they?
Yeah, they fired what's his name? Vrabel.
Oh.
Mike Vrabel.
All right. How many in the
Ooh,
common?
Falcons are on. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just want in the common era.
Mm-hmm.
How many Super Bowl wins do the Green Bay Packers have?
In the what now?
In the current NFL era, how many how many Super Bowl championships do the Packers have?
They have 4.
Okay, what years?
1996 or 7, whatever one that's
I'll give you
considered.
1996.
Yeah,
1967. I'll give you that.
No, I'm talking about the first one.
Yes, No. I that wasn't a spoiler. 1967 is the first one.
Yeah, in 1968.
Right.
Yep, and then
Next one?
1996.
No.
Or 7, 97.
97.
And then it was 2010.
11.
Or 11? Was it 11?
You're getting old, so you're just living off 1 year.
Well, no,
It's all
but
good.
it's weird because it's a 2010-2011 season, or was it the 2011-2012 season? You know what I mean? Because
I understand your point. Yeah, I do think it's funny that when I look it up, because it's obviously AI generated. In 1968, you guys beat the Las Vegas Raiders 33-14.
Yep.
I hate that when the things don't update and they put the new occurrence team name. Come
Yeah.
on. Like,
Oh, Rob put in there, always a Cowboys hater in the comments. Hey, Rob, you know me. I'm not a huge Cowboys guy myself, but I got some respect for the franchise to an extent, but they definitely have had their struggles. It's pretty much it's been tough sledding for them to win playoff games.
Rob, I love the 90s too, okay? It was a good era. 30-something years ago.
The 90s were good memories, I tell you. I love the 80s and 90s, and yeah.
You know what fact though, as bad as the Cowboys have been in the playoffs in all those years, I still don't believe how often I hear people talk about the Bills and the 4 Super Bowls.
Well, they lost in a row.
And winning none. Like, that's a hell of a thing to get there 4 times. But that's a hell of a thing not to win one of them.
God, the Falcons.
You think that dog has any idea what's going on, or he just wants
The
to
pick is in. Who they?
Well, they could be trading.
Michael Penix. I don't think it's going to be Michael Penix. Man. Let me see
Where
here.
do the Falcons pick again next?
All right, the Falcons on the clock. Let's see here. I mean, teams. Oh, man. All right, so the Falcons, they need a lot. I mean, they need defense. They need a cornerback. They need an edge rusher, a defense tackle, linebacker, and they do need an offense tackle. And if they got Kirk Cousins, they need an offensive tackle.
Who's the Falcons tight end?
What's that?
Who's the Falcons tight end?
Kyle Pitts. He's been kind of he's been a disappointment. If he could come together, that team's got. I mean, if he actually lives up to what he was supposed to be, they could have a nice little nucleus there with Bijan Robinson.
I think you're right. I think they might go for like a edge rusher because the only other I was looking like tight end is Brock Bowers. But if you got Pitts, that seems like a silly waste of a pick.
No, they're not going tight end. No way.
You know, I was gonna say you can trade down then. I was looking at anybody who's not a.
I don't think that they're. They do need They need offensive line, but I don't think they're going offensive line. Dallas Turner of Alabama.
Here we go. Pick is in.
Whoa! They went quarterback and they went reaching a little bit. Mike. Wow. Atlanta. We see you. Michael Penix. You just get them paying Kirk Cousins a ton of money, and you're going to draft Michael Penix.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
What is going on in Atlanta?
If I was Mr. Penix Jr., I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like,
hey, you know what? Maybe
you're obviously then you're hoping you're going to sit behind.
Maybe Atlanta's going to. Hey, he's going to get first round money, top 10 pick money, and he's not even going to have to play most likely. But let's see. Kirk Cousins a little bit older, injury prone, but I think it could be like, hey, you know what? Some teams in the NFL might be thinking we're going to take a nod out of the playbook of the Green Bay Packers, and we're going to draft a quarterback and have them sit 3 years and get them ready. And Michael Penix, I think, is a guy that's going to need some development. I don't think he's NFL start ready, and I think that.
It's interesting.
So Michael Penix, he's injury prone, obviously.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. All right. So let's go on to the next. We got
the Bears again.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually good for the Bears.
Let's see.
And the pick is in. I know when you see it,
projection.
It's happening in real time. Pick is in for the Bears already. We're going to defer to the second biggest Bears fan in the country.
All right, so if we go with the Bears, they have wide receiver, but I don't feel like their needs at wide receiver so much. Cornerback and edge rusher. Okay, so I mean, we'll see. The Bears, they find a way to. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh, do they go receiver? That's interesting. Do they go receiver, the Bears? Oh my. Ooh, they could go cornerback too. Yeah, the Raiders wanted him. That's what I heard. They wanted Michael Penix Jr. God, look at its injury list. Torn right ACL, dislocated non-thrown shoulder, torn right ACL. So 2 torn separated throwing shoulder. I mean, that's crazy. The good news is he's super young and he can heal, but holy man, that's like war. That's some war.
All right, well.
That's a lot of wear and tear. All right, so I'm going to say that the Bears go.
Pay somebody $400 million. Draft an injury-prone.
I think they go Rome Odunze.
Oh yeah, he's fallen. Yeah.
Boom!
I totally forgot about him. I expected him to go earlier.
All right. The Bears did what I expected. Look at that. They draft a top 10, a stud wide receiver, and they draft a quarterback. Both of them come into the league, rookies. You know, build that chemistry from the ground up. Because you got Keenan Allen, who's got a very short shelf life, year 2, you know, whatever. And then you got the man on the other side of the ball is going to be what's his name from Carolina, wide receiver that they got. Brain fart. My mind's been off football lately. So I like that pick. I mean, unfortunately, these guys' careers might be ruined because they are Chicago Bears.
Okay, so here we have the Jets and Vikings have traded. They've swapped spots. Vikings are now on the clock. I'm not sure if Jason just saw that.
What's that?
Vikings and Jets just swapped places. Vikings are on the clock.
Oh, just one position? Or
Yeah.
How many positions did the Vikings move up?
One. I said they swapped picks. From Jets were next.
Oh, they're going to go for J.J.
And now place your bets. Will they get the pick in on
Oh,
time?
because the Jets need a quarterback.
Yeah, so it doesn't make them any
Well,
difference.
no, the Jets picked up. Who do they pick up at quarterback? They have somebody in that they. Well, they have Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah, I
obviously.
say Aaron Rodgers.
But he's only got a year or two left, so that makes sense. But why would they make that swap though? Because it's not like they're going to draft quarterback. Okay, so Rob says I missed the '90s. Yeah, seems like a long time ago, doesn't it, buddy?
Do you remember that draft like 20 years ago when the Vikings were trying to trade and didn't get the pick in on time?
Oh, and then someone could scoop their pick.
And,
Yeah.
No, and it wasn't even that. Then they said they were able to use the pick anytime after that point, and the next 2 picks went like in boom boom from the 2 teams, and the Vikings finally ended up picking like 2 spots after. So
Yep. All right, so Josh should stop nobody thinking about the Packers. People are always thinking about the Packers. They have a huge fan base worldwide. You know, Josh is of course a diehard Cowboy fan that you know, the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, Josh wasn't even probably in puberty. So
all you young kids.
I mean, the Bears. I mean, you get two picks in the top 9. You better be able to shake things up, right? I mean, you better be able to have some success.
All right, my phone's about to blow up with this pick.
Rob's saying, give us a WSOP preview. What are you guys playing? I'll be there for the Goliath for sure.
Honestly, Rob, I haven't even thought yet what I'm going to do. I am so far removed from tournaments, even though that's how I started playing poker over 2 decades ago, that I'm not quite sure. I think I might just try and be ready to step into like dailies and the daily deep stacks, and maybe not even at the World Series of Poker, maybe around town, possibly even at like the Win Series or, well, God forbid I ever go to the Orleans. But they do have a horse tournament at the Orleans, and that might be a good time of the year. A lot of people come in and play mixed games, have no idea what's going on.
Right.
So, but I'll probably be grinding cash. But honestly, I don't enjoy playing at the World Series of Poker cash games too much in the Paris. It's just not the same. And granted, I know a few of them now getting hired, but the dealer quality
Is not
just-
good. Big drop off. The good news is that sometimes the dealers won't take a rake for like an hour. They literally, their hold down, they'll forget to take a rake.
So
But then there's some that you don't know if they even know what the rake is because they'll take like $3 out of nowhere randomly, but then they won't take anything.
So true story. I think it was last year. I sat down at a table and I was waiting for another game. And I was sitting in 1-3 and playing for a few orbits. This dealer comes in and she's trying to collect time. And she had a bit of an accent, so it was hard to understand what she was asking for too. And we were trying to explain to her this isn't a timed game. And she's like, okay. And she starts the deal, and she's not taking a rake. And I forgot who it was. Somebody opened their mouth, and she literally asked, "What's a rake?" So I kind of put things together in my head. I'm like,
You should have said use it for gardening.
but if you're taking a time, you're dealing 5-10 or higher. And if you're that new, we don't know what a rake is. How did you get into the 5-10 section to deal?
For time rake.
Like, I've seen a whole lot. I've seen dealers get pulled from the box because they keep flipping cards, or I've seen ones complain about having migraines, and they're really a waiter back in Arkansas, and they're just doing this because they have. I'm like, I don't need your sob story. Like, congratulations coming out to Vegas for the summer and throwing cards to degenerates, and probably walking home with $10,000 or $20,000 for doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's funny. I have a good friend who's dealt on and off. And in LA, it seems to be almost like the opposite. It's like the players in there are just miserable regs who cuss at you in many different foreign languages, spit on you and throw cards. And in Vegas, it seems like the dealers are crankier.
Except Orleans, of course. That's
the Orleans, the happiest dealer.
pretty much Orleans. Everyone's cranky.
Yeah.
Mainly the players.
Shout out to the Orleans who take sponsorships.
No one shouts out to the Orleans ever.
If you ever want to be miserable and go to TGI Fridays, you can do it all in one place.
Back in my
At the Orleans here in Las Vegas.
Back in my buffet days, though, about the only thing that was good about the Orleans was their buffet.
That buffet was terrible.
Okay, for the price, it wasn't terrible.
There's a certain level, even for the price, man. That's like saying the second.
It looks gourmet compared to Circus. I mean, I'm not setting the bar high. I mean, the Orleans buffet I had it a couple times.
I still contend, without paying an absolute arm and a leg, Wicked Spoon is the best buffet on the Strip at Aria, and I haven't gone there in years, so I can't say. Not since a certain event that happened across the world in 2020 have I been there, but that was an amazing buffet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go Bacchanal hands down because of the seafood.
Well, I said for a reasonable price. So if you want to go hands down, the one
right.
I went to Bacchanal with you, it was incredible. You eat too much and you don't get sick because it is gourmet, well prepared food, a variety of things. It isn't just like here's some soaking wet eggs. Here's some soggy pizza. It's like, here's some duck à l'orange on a tortilla with a garnish.
We can't be talking about buffet right now because we are in the zone, working out, beasting it out. You know, no buffets for this guy too often. I haven't given him up. I still have him occasionally, but I eat smart.
We'll discuss my weight loss progress in another video.
All right, here we go. Vikings.
Progressing in one direction. I mean,
Vikings go. Vikings go JJ McCarthy. I mean, 100%.
Sorry, I meant to say that like 10 minutes ago.
I still don't get it. Let me see what. Did they just move up one?
The Jets could have taken McCarthy. That could have happened.
No way.
Yes, why not?
No, I think they're. Oh, you know what it was? They were worried that someone else was going to move up and take him on him. That's why. Because if you think about it. All right, here we go. The Jets moved down one spot, but they switched because I think they were afraid that Denver could have possibly done it. Denver could have tried to move up. The Raiders could have tried to move up.
Raiders have got to be going QB.
I mean, So I mean, Denver and the Raiders could have tried to move up. So that's what Minnesota was thinking. So what does Justin say about JJ McCarthy?
He said JJ a long time ago.
He likes it?
My secret inside Viking source. Yeah, he was afraid they were going to lose.
Whoa, who do we got here? Who's this family?
Actually, Justin agrees with you. Denver and Vegas were right in the wings, so they want to make sure they got it. Are we supposed to? Do we know who that from Detroit. That's nice that they did that.
Ouch.
Oh, that poor kid.
All right. Let's go, little man. J.J. McCarthy.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's some good karma for JJ and the Vikings to get announced into the NFL like that.
You think J.J. McCarthy's thinking, God,
No, that's
I have to get beat up by the Packers for the next 4 or 5 years of my
that's what
career?
I was talking about. Actually, that may have been off screen before we got started, but would you want to be a quarterback going to a team that is ready to win and all the pressure is on your shoulders, or you're going to a team that has the talent?
He's not going to start, though, I don't think.
No, he's not going to start.
No.
But I'm just saying, like...
Oh, I hate the skull.
I'm sorry, I can't help but think of that chewing.
You guys shout out in the comment. Do you guys hate that skull chant as much as I do? Like, literally, I feel like I'm at like a... When they go crazy like that, it feels like you're at a Ku Klux Klan meeting, for God's sake. It's just like this weird, like, satanic worshiping thing or something.
Okay,
it's not good. It's not good.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's a nice, pleasant, happy-go-lucky feeling, you know? Go, Pack, go. It's like a cheer chant.
You have to say it, though. Tell me you didn't hear that in your head the second I did that. Your head.
Oh, I wanted to, like, fire it out, yeah. But, like, it's better than, like, skull. Like, what does that mean?
Different.
Like,
it's different, at least.
Yeah, well...
Well, because, look, I love our Golden Knights, and have you been following the Knights at all for the playoffs?
2-0, baby.
Yeah,
Golden Knights 2-0. Shock in Dallas.
Yeah, but... Golden Knights go is every chant in every arena.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. It's like...
I like how the national anthem, when they get to the part where they say night, they're like, Knights! All right, a lot of people, like, this guy has moved up the draft board. Some thought he could, even move up faster. A lot of people are high in this guy. I'm not sure. I mean, is he a system quarterback? Is he going to be able to make big moves? Is he going to be like a Kirk Cousins, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. J.J. McCarthy. A lot of changes going on in the NFC North. I mean, you got... Wow. Talk about young quarterback land. Jared Goff is the wily veteran in the NFC North. Jared Goff.
Well, I wonder... if maybe we'll even see him this season. I guess it depends on how the Vikings start off, so... I'm actually texting with my Vikings inside contact source.
Wow, it's unbelievable. I just...
All right, well, let's get back now.
I'm still shocked with Atlanta's pick, though. I mean, I didn't expect Atlanta to go quarterback. I mean, I thought there's a good chance they could, but without
a doubt, that will be probably one of the most analyzed picks of the first round, if nothing else.
I mean,
surprising happens.
Part of me, I had conversations where it's possible it could have happened, because of the fact that Kirk Cousins, he's gone through some injuries. But God, they pay him that big contract. They pay him that big money, and then they're going to tie up a quarterback that is what? I mean, so much of that money is guaranteed. Oh, man, I don't know. I feel like Atlanta made it. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Kirk Cousins is getting up there, so maybe all of a sudden he goes down this year. But you're talking about a quarterback that's injury prone in his college career.
Well, because Sam Darnold, maybe he becomes the quarterback people thought he was going to be in Minnesota, but if not, the Vikings go 3-3 to start the season, something like that. You might actually start hearing rumblings.
The question is Minnesota's focus going to be locking up Justin Jefferson? Now that they went ahead and they drafted JJ McCarthy, right? So you have to think that in the back of their mind, they're trying to secure Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson wants to be, and the Jets go edge rusher.
Well, that was the guy you couldn't pronounce.
Yep, offensive tackle.
To listen.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers, he needs a stud offensive tackle to keep off of his back. So
I mean, hopefully this guy can at least double Aaron Rodgers' playing time from last season.
Well, double wouldn't say much. All right, so offensive tackle Penn State. This guy's a stud. I mean, he's someone that's a good pick. I like that pick. I want to know what the Jets got. I'm not sure what they got by moving down one, right? So what else did they gain? Because they moved out one spot. They got a tackle.
I think you were right. Look, if they talk on the phone and the Jets and the Vikings are for sure not going to pick the same player, then the Vikings want to make sure that they didn't get piggybacked by like the Raiders or the Broncos.
Right.
And although, I mean, now that the Broncos have found their franchise quarterback in Garrett Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Oh, boy.
Wilson's the receiver. My bad. But yeah, so I think now we got to look at what
so there was
the Broncos
somebody
are going to do here.
Picks in already.
These teams knew what was going on.
All right, so Wes Young actually said early on, if the Vikings draft JJ, I'm done with them. So, Wes, if you're still in the chat.
We did lose one viewer. It might have been Wes.
What do you feel about JJ McCarthy obviously getting drafted? Are you very upset, especially being that they moved up one spot and gave up something of some sorts? I'm not sure what they gave up, but I'm guessing you're not very happy with that selection. But can you really feel good about Sam Darnold? I mean, I don't know.
You just got sniped on one of your sayings.
What?
So texting Justin, he doesn't watch the podcast because he's not a big football bettor. He just watches the Vikings, and I said, so are you happy? And now do they definitely re-sign the other JJ, meaning Justin Jefferson? He said yes. Some ridiculous 1 quadrillion% back up the Brink truck.
Oh!
And you both get it wrong because it's Brinks.
No,
Brinks?
I think I said Brinks. Don't I?
No, you said the trunk one time. I wish I had that. Back up the Brinks trunk. And I really wanted a t-shirt that said Brinks trunk on it. But
Brinks trunk, huh? Yeah, let's see here what I got going on.
All right.
So
I will say this is the most fun I've had actually watching the draft. All right, we are on what? Broncos are 12? 13?
All right, Broncos pick is in. Let's see what this is the Broncos, it's hard to they're a mess. Broncos are a mess. Best available. All right, so if I'm going to go with Denver QB, no kidding. Ooh.
What?
I know Bo Nix is he can't be no, Bo Nix isn't gonna.
What are you thinking that they're gonna want to go?
Bo Nix is too far down the trough at QB. Is he? Yeah, I mean, I feel like he. Oh, I'm trying to figure out where the Broncos are gonna go.
Well, do you think they made a statement by having Wilson come over there? They kind of tip what they want to do. They made their decision.
Have Wilson go where?
Well, no, by trading, for the Broncos picking him up as QB.
Picking who up? Russell Wilson's not.
No.
He's at Pittsburgh. Yeah.
No, I know. They just took what's his name from the Jets.
Oh yeah. Zach Wilson. I mean, come on. I mean,
I'm sorry, I got too many Wilsons in the NFL.
Well, you said Wilson. I don't know if you said Russell though,
oh,
but
okay.
I thought. Ironically, they dumped one Wilson and picked up another.
Well, marketing strategy, you save money on jerseys.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
probably cheaper to change
That's
one
a
or
good
two
point.
numbers than all those letters.
Yeah.
Now you just everybody's Wilson jersey, just kind of right over the numbers.
All right, so if I'm the Broncos, God, the Broncos are just not good.
Watch, perfect example.
Offense 10. Okay, so if I'm the Broncos, I don't know if
Odell Beckham jersey. No, Eli Manning jersey.
oh my gosh, that's a good way to go. So okay, Bo Nix, he's obviously the best available. I don't think they're going quarterback. I think they could have traded somebody else in a position and got quarterback down the trough.
Oh, shit!
What?
We got blocked from the TV. Type in chat. There was the stream. Someone said stream over. We got temporarily blocked because the video was detected.
Okay, turn it off.
Shit. The problem is, can you say in chat, double check the webpage because we had to restart the stream. Told you I knew that was gonna happen.